So, first of all, a disclaimer in advance. I'm hoping that I don't have a phone mount. It's just balanced against my wallet. So I'm hoping the camera will stay stable because, as you can probably see, I'm on the move for today's video. I'm not stopping today. So, but the good thing is the wind is not really that noticeable, especially in comparison to day one's video. Today is day 3. The background noise isn't so bad, so you should be able to hear me clearly. With all that nonsense out of the way, also something I found quite amusing is yesterday, day 2's video, I said that it was going to be a quick one and shorter than day 1, and I was correct, it was shorter, because day 1 was 21 minutes and 36 seconds, and day 2's video was 21 minutes and 26 seconds, a whole 10 seconds shorter. So I was correct, but not by as much as I was expecting. So the topic for today's video, again, the main purpose for all of these videos as a whole is to improve my speech. I keep saying so, I want to get rid of that. Ums, ahs, I want to get rid of them. Limiting beliefs, I don't want to say a single thing that's me putting a mental block on what I can achieve or accomplish. I don't want to make any excuses or any complaints. So I am practicing the ability to speak with zero negativity all the way through, no complaints, as few mistakes as possible. See, that was 2 things wrong just off that one sentence. I said as few mistakes as possible. First of all, I paused in the middle when I didn't mean to. I wanted it to flow smoothly. And second of all, I said a few mistakes as possible, which makes the assumption that it would be lunacy, ludicrous, insane, and impossible to have the ability to speak with 0 mistakes. So there is a limiting belief right there. So I don't want to do that anymore. I just said so. I don't want to do that either. We're getting there. Today, I've heard this said to me before in the past, and I didn't really believe it, or at least didn't really understand it. And the thing that was said to me was, well, there's many different ways that you can say it. One is it's the journey, not the destination. I always used to find that quote sort of laughable, because obviously you just want the end goal. The journey doesn't really seem all that important. Like, when you just think about it for a short period of time, you dismiss the quote. But if you truly think about it, it is true for reasons I will explain in a moment, or at least I will give you my analogy as to why I've discovered that this is the truth. I discovered this is the truth through reflecting on my past, and 2 events that have happened to me that have proved what I've just said to be true. They might seem like silly examples, however, they were clearly impactful to me, and looking back on them and realising that they were significant, even though it sounds ridiculous when I explain. So the journey is not the destination, and that also feeds into, it's better to have earned a sum of money yourself than to be gifted a large sum of money. £10,000 that you've worked hard for, saved and accumulated, or come up with an idea to get that money, or however you possess £10,000, if you put the work in, whether it's mentally, physically, with your time, you've had to do without to get the accumulation of 10,000. You don't, if you're on a normally paid job where you're not getting like 10,000 after tax every month, like that, and you've got £10,000 or dollars or wherever you're watching this in your account, you've had to do without to have that amount. You will have had lots of smaller payments that you haven't spent them all like most people do. You've spent less than you've earned and done without and made sacrifice to get that 10,000, and that 10,000 is more valuable because you have actually earned it. If some random person on the street came up to you and gave you £10,000, it doesn't have the same value. You didn't earn it. It's an event that just randomly happened, and it just, that sort of thing, it isn't as valuable. And today's video will be a short one because I'm getting off in a few junctions, and I'm only making this video whilst I'm on the motorway. I'm not doing it when I'm on A roads and B roads because I don't know where I'll be going. But the two examples that I will give you is one, and I told you they were stupid, so before you judge me, I did give you a warning. One, I used to play Pokemon. I think it was Heart Gold with, I want to call him Oho, or I don't quite know how you say this Pokemon's name, but I remember there was this one part of the game where there was 3 legendary Pokemon. I think one of them was called Taurus. I don't remember what the other 2 were called, but one of them was called Taurus, and there was this thing where you could swap Pokemon and trade Pokemon online, and I put up a ridiculous request thinking it would never be accepted. I traded my Tentacruel. Now, to anyone who doesn't watch Pokemon, this is just going to sound like complete lunacy, but I traded my Tentacruel, which is a little octopus squid hybrid looking Pokemon, which is like weak really in the grand scheme of things, for Taurus. And Taurus is like this extremely powerful Pokemon, and I got it way too early in the game. I didn't earn it. I just put up this ridiculous request, and someone, like I've just said about someone coming up to you in the street and giving you £10,000. This event was the equivalent of that. It just doesn't happen. I couldn't believe it. Someone had just given it to me. I hadn't earned it. I just put up this ridiculous trade, and someone quite clearly, I don't know how or why, or I don't know who that person was. It's crazy to think that person's living out there now somewhere, and I'm thinking about, anyway, this was like 10 years ago, maybe more. I'm 22 now, 12, yeah, probably more. I probably like 13, 14, maybe 15 years ago, and it's still an event, such an insignificant thing, but it's still an event that I can look back on, reflect, and remember vividly. So I got this Pokemon, this overpowerful legendary Pokemon, way too early in the game, and it ruined the game. Totally ruined it. I was so excited, and it was great for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, but I was about 25% of the way through the game, and there was zero challenge. There was nothing challenging about it whatsoever. I'd basically completed the game. I was 25% of the way through. I had so much left to do, and I'd completed it because I'd just been randomly gifted this ability without having actually earned it. And the actual journey of earning it, and the lessons that it teaches you along the way, and the fact that it was challenging, and the fact that you've had to overcome things, is the whole valuable part. That's where the value is. That's why earning £10,000 and working hard for it, or dollars or whatever, is far more valuable and worthwhile because of the person you had to become to accumulate that money. Another example I could give Grand Theft Auto 5. I used to play Grand Theft Auto 5 also, and similarly to the Pokemon, I used to beg and pray. I used to watch videos all the time on YouTube about modders. I was praying, I was waiting for the day a modder was just going to hop on my lobby online and just drop bags of money on top of me. I couldn't wait. When I first got the game, I'd have to do about 20 races or missions or death matches or whatever to make money to buy something. I remember one of the first cars that I bought, I think it was called a Carbonair, and it was like this convertible two-seater. I think it was a Porsche supposed to be, maybe. I don't really know, and it's not really important, but it wasn't the most expensive car in the game. But when I had that in my garage on the game, unbelievable amount of joy. You know, I was like, what, 13, 14, 15, that actually mattered, that actually meant something. And I remember inviting people to my game, my friend Aidan Critchley at the time, or Sean, and I'd drive in the car and I had these blue rims, and I just felt like, you know, it's crazy, isn't it? It's just a game, but that feels real when you're that age and you're really into that sort of thing. And I went a long time, and I accumulated a lot of stuff, and I went up the ranks, and I earned a lot, and I was just waiting for this. And one day, modder joins my lobby, billions, trillions of dollars, couldn't believe it, totally ecstatic for about half an hour. I had all the gold planes, gold helicopters, bunkers, skyscrapers, houses, everything I could possibly want, flying cars, you name it, I had it. And was it valuable? No. It was given to me, it was gifted, and I hadn't worked hard for it, and I had everything that I thought that I wanted, but I was wrong. The thing that I actually wanted, the thing that I actually needed, was the challenge and to have earned it. So I can take that into real life, and when I feel discouraged in the future, or like I just want someone to, because we all have this fantasy that we're gonna just run into money. I know I have in the past, not anymore, but we've all had it. We've all had this fantasy that money is just gonna randomly fall on our laps and we're just waiting for it. I don't want that to happen. I really, really don't. You might think that I'm lying. I am not lying. I think the worst thing that could possibly happen to me is to win money on like a game show, the lottery, to be gifted it by family. I want to have earned it myself. Patience is what's going to pay off, and doing without and working hard. And I want a large summation of money, as most do, but I want to have earned it myself, and I am going to do so. I don't want it to be gifted. The journey is important. It is about the journey, not the destination. And every single day, striving towards it, sculpting my character, as I've mentioned, that is the most important part. The money, the end, is going to be fantastic because I will have earned it, not been given it. But the most important part, the most valuable part, is every day leading up to it. And I'm not just saying that to make myself feel better. I'm really not. I encourage pain onto me. I encourage hardship, and it'll all change my character for the better. And on that note, I'm going to go. I'm getting off the motorway now. But this is day 3 of my reflections of wisdom. And I'll see you on day 4. Peace.